Hello and welcome to the performance evaluation training. This training is specifically intended for any user that is logging in as a supervisor. We will go through the process of logging into the new employee portal or the performance evaluation site and go through all the different options that are available to you, including viewing self-evaluations, completing evaluations, so on and so forth. So as of right now, I am logged into the Select Suite higher ed applicant tracking site. When you log in, you will notice that there are three tiny dots on the top left side of your screen. When you click on these three dots, you should see an option that says WSSU Performance Management Portal. This is where you will need to go in order to complete your evaluation process for your employees. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that option, and it should take you directly to what we call the Home or Action Items screen. Whenever you have items that you need to complete, you will receive an email overnight. On those emails should be a direct link that will take you to this portion of the site. However, if you do not follow that email, you can always come in here by following the steps I just presented earlier. What you see in front of you is three different employees that I need to complete items for. Employee 1, 2, and 3. I set it up to where they're all at different stages of the performance evaluation. For this first employee, I can see that I need to set up a plan for their evaluation process. Second employee, I have a meeting that I need to schedule. And then finally, for the third employee, I need to complete their annual appraisal or their evaluation. To complete these items, you simply need to click on the blue link to the left, and it'll take you directly to the step that you need to complete. So again, this is me setting up a plan for this individual. Please follow all the instructions that you see, some of which have links that you can be taken to different parts as well. It'll always open up a brand new page for you so that you're not taken out of the evaluation. I'm going to go ahead and just click Next to be taken to the next screen, which is setting up the weights for my institutional goals. So each institutional goal will require weights. This entire page should equal 50%. So no matter what, my weight should equal up to 50. So in this case, I'm just going to do 10 for each one. I am going to assume that this person is not a supervisor, so I'm going to skip this step altogether. Then add one more for the bottom portion. Comments are optional in this case, so I'm going to go ahead and click Next. Next will save your work. You can also click Save Draft to save your work as well. The next page is for individual goals, so goals that I will be setting up for my employee to complete for this school year. In this case, I'm just going to put in fake goal names. And again, just like with the previous page, I need to make sure that the weights add up to be 50. Then I'm taken to my final page. If I have any talent development goals I would like to put in, I can type that in. Otherwise, once I am complete, I can click Complete. So I will go ahead and do so. It's going to double check to make sure you want to. Please keep in mind, once you submit any document, you will not be able to edit afterwards. This plan has now been marked complete. If you are interested in seeing where that current employee is in the entire process, you can click the Overview button over to the left. And these are all the steps that we need to complete for this school year. So as we can see, the next person that needs to review it is the second level reviewer. In this case, it will be the supervisor's supervisor. So in this case, your own supervisor. Once they approve the plan, it will then be sent to you again to schedule a meeting, which we'll look at in just a sec. And then after that meeting, we'll be sending this plan to the employee for them to acknowledge that they have received it. So let's go ahead and go back to our home page at the top. And we now see that there are only 2 items we need to complete since we've completed the plan. Taking a look at the next step, which is a meeting, we'll go ahead and click on this link. And this is what the meetings look like. So the intention is that we want you to have a meeting with the employee before you complete the step. Because once you complete the step, the employee will be sent the plan to take a look at. So that is completely up to you how you would like to go about this step, whether or not you want to complete it before the meeting or complete it afterwards. The intention, though, is for you to meet up with the employee to discuss the plan for the school year. So I will go ahead and complete this step as well. And we see the exact same things we saw earlier, all the steps that we need to complete. The final major items you will be responsible for as a supervisor is the actual evaluation. It will take you to a screen that looks pretty similar to the plan. Please make sure to read all the instructions and help guides if needed. Then you can click on Next to go into the rating portion. So you are rating your employee on all these items. And based off the weight, that will help determine the final overall rating. So I'm going to leave just random ratings. Please keep in mind, if one of the ratings happens to equal not meeting expectations, the employee will no longer be able to be rated exceeding expectations. And since I did not do anything with the supervisor, it's not even giving me the chance to rate them. Same thing with the individual goals that I set up for the employee. You can also leave comments on how they perform the goals. And then we have our overall performance. You will notice that at this point, you get a score in progress. So in the back end, the system is calculating the score for you. So you can see what their score will be before you even complete the evaluation. We would like you to leave overall comments on how the employee performed this school year. And then it's going to ask you if there's any disciplinary action initiated for this employee. If they answer yes, again, they cannot be scored above a meeting expectations. And once we hit complete, it's going to ask me again, are we sure? Please remember that once you submit it, you cannot make updates. And it is now marked as complete, and we can see that our overall rating is meeting expectations. So all in all, that is how you will complete documents and complete meetings if needed. We're now going to go over a few other optional options that you have available to you. The first one you will see to your left is something called a multi-rater feedback. By clicking on multi-rater feedback and inviting multi-raters, this will allow you to search for users in the system and request their feedback on how the employee performed in the school year. So all you have to do is search for a name, and that user will receive an email asking for them to log into the system and provide feedback. Once they do provide feedback, you should see their name over to the left and be able to view that feedback once they have provided it to you. Another option you have available to you is what we call progress notes. By clicking on progress notes at the top, you will be able to leave individual notes on how the employee is performing this school year. All you have to do is simply click on create progress notes and fill out these options. So who is the employee you want to fill out this for? You can put in what step this note is for if you want, or if you just want to leave overall notes, you can. You have the option of sharing this progress note. This will mean that employee 1 will be able to see that note. You can also attach documents as well. If you don't choose to share it, you can simply create it, and it will now be listed under your progress notes. But as you can see, will only be for your eyes only. No limit on how many progress notes you can create, and you can tie it to any program that is currently open. The final option I want to go through is the My Employee Reviews. When you go to My Employee Reviews, you will see a reviews dashboard of all your employees you are currently evaluating. So you can see where they are in the process. Anything marked green lets you know that that has been completed. And then, of course, orange, as you can see down here, it is a task that is currently open and needs to be complete. You can also check their name, and it'll take you back to the overview page, and you can view items. For employee number 3, you can see that this employee has almost completed their process. So if I go to view their page, I can see their self-evaluation that they have completed by clicking on self-evaluation. So any item that has been completed, you will be able to go back to and take a look at. You can even go to actions and even print the evaluation if needed. That is all for performance. If you need to go back into the employee portal, you can always click on the link at the top, and it'll take you back to your applicant tracking system. Thank you all for your time, and I hope you have a great day.